In today's video, I thought I would share with you a few of the books that publishers have sent to me, as well as some of the books that I have won in giveaways. And I know a lot of people don't think they could win a book giveaway from Goodreads, but I've actually won a handful of them, so I want to share some of them with you in today's video. Hi friend, my name is Sarah and welcome back to my channel. Before I go into all of the books that I am sharing with you today, I just want to say thank you so much for all of the publishers that have sent these books my way, and also thank you for the people who have hosted some giveaways on Instagram. And I feel like I have found out about new books and new authors from these giveaways, and I'm so thankful for that. Let's just start right with the very first book in the top of my book stack. I actually won a giveaway from Instagram, and I won this Tom Lake novel by Anne Patchett. I actually also won a couple things with this giveaway. I got a cute postcard with the cover of the book, as well as a signed book plate, which is insane. I don't think I've ever actually won a signed book plate. I also won a tote bag with this beautiful cover printed on it, and I will show you a picture that I posted on Instagram. It's about Laura's three daughters that return to the family's orchard in northern Michigan, and while picking cherries, they beg their mother to tell them the story of Peter Duke, a famous actor with whom she shared both a stage and a romance years earlier at a theater company called Tom Lake. And as Laura recalls the past, her daughters also look into their own lives and relationships with their mother and are forced to reconsider the world and everything they thought they knew. The next book that I was sent to, I think this is from Booksparks, was On Her Terms by Amy Spalding. I think this is a sapphic romance novel. It's a fresh, funny, contemporary romance about being true to yourself and your desires, even if it means plunging into uncharted territory. I think this is about Clementine, who just broke up with her boyfriend and she's ready to explore the alternatives. At 36, it's time for her to experience new things, including in her love life. Even though an invitation to a fake relationship to appease family sounds like a recipe for disaster, Clem finds herself saying yes to smart-spirited dog groomer Chloe Lee anyway. Wise, witty, and full of heart, here is an uplifting love story with an ending worth waiting for. So the next book that I have is Too Hot to Handle by Portia McIntosh. I think the way that I was actually able to get this book is kind of funny. I think I entered a giveaway by Boltwood Books. They are based in the UK, and I think I technically won a giveaway, but then they were saying that the PR package is for UK-based people only. But the person who managed the social media asked me if I wanted to get the book anyway, and I said yes, of course. This book sounds pretty interesting, that's why I entered the giveaway. So I got the book. I think this is kind of like perfect for summer, so I might add it to my summer TBR part 3 video, because let me just read you the synopsis of the book. One bachelorette party, one stag do. I think it's stag do is a bachelor party. One double book villa, and one way to decide who get it. A competition. It's about Molly, whose best friend is getting married, and Molly is the maid of honor, and she is planning the friend's bachelorette party in Spain. They rented a villa, and I guess when they get there, they found out that the villa has been double booked by another group who's doing a bachelor party, and basically they're trying to compete with each other to see who can actually stay in the villa. And of course, something brew from the competition, and I can't wait for the ending of this book. So the next book that I got, I actually didn't know that I would get it, but this one is Fable for the End of the World by Ava Reed. I got this sent by Booksparks, and honestly I have no idea how Booksparks sent me these books. I know I entered something, I think a giveaway or something on their Instagram, as well as signing up for their summer reading campaign. I'm not gonna complain because I'm getting new books and free books that I know I'm probably gonna enjoy in the next few months. And honestly, this one I haven't really read what they're about, so let's read the synopsis of the book. The Lamb's Gauntlet is a live stream assassination spectacle, and the next lamb has been chosen. What the heck? This is kind of like The Hunger Games, but they are live stream. That is crazy. Inessa lives with her brother in a half-sunken town where they make ends meet by running a taxidermy shop. Unbeknownst to them, their cruel and indolent mother has accrued an enormous debt. Melinoe, I think that's, I don't know how, I'm not sure how to say that, is an assassin, the product of neural reconditioning and physiological alteration. Despite her reputation for cold brutality and deadly beauty, she is haunted by painful flashbacks. After her last gauntlet, where she broke down on camera, she desperately needs redemption. When Inessa learns that her mother has offered her as a sacrifice, she and her hunter brother hatch a desperate plan, and that is to run. But as Mel pursues Inessa across the apocalyptic wasteland, both girls begin to question everything. Inessa wonders if there's more to life than survival, while Mel wonders if she's capable of more than killing, and both wonder if, against all odds, they might be falling in love. The next book that I got is actually another book from a giveaway on Instagram, and it's called Insignificant Others by Sarah Geo. This is how the book looks like, and I think I won this giveaway with a bag of coffee beans, which I haven't tried yet because I don't have a grinder. So I'm gonna ask if my sister has one or if I can go to Costco and grind my coffee beans there. Let me just read the synopsis of the book because I haven't read it. What if you could have a second chance to say yes to the one who got away? Lena, a perfectionist and workaholic, has carefully planned and orchestrated every detail of her life, career, love, and everything in between. So when her boyfriend of 2 years lets her down on the night she expects him to propose, she's heartbroken and confused. Lena flees to her beloved aunt's home on Seattle's picturesque Bainbridge Island. The familiarity of home is a relief, but when she awakens the next morning, she's no longer in a cottage nestled on the Puget Sound, but rather in a chic Parisian apartment with a handsome Frenchman who thinks Lena is his wife. From the elegant neighborhoods of Paris and the sparkling skyline of New York City to the charming landscape of Kinsale, Ireland, and many other unexpected destinations in between, each time Lena wakes up, she finds herself somewhere else with someone else. Did I say that correctly? In each experience, she's given a glimpse of what life might have looked like had she chosen the road not taken. The next book that I have is another new release. I'm pretty sure it was released sometime in May, and I won this from a Goodreads giveaway. So yes, you can win physical copy of books from Goodreads. And this one is My Name is Amelia Del Valle by Isabel Allende, I think. This is actually a book in Spanish, I believe, and it's been translated to English, and you can actually get it now anywhere you buy your books. In San Francisco in 1866, an Irish nun, abandoned following a torrid relationship with a Chilean aristocrat, gives birth to a daughter named Amelia Del Valle. Raised by a loving stepfather, Amelia grows into an independent thinker and a self-sufficient young woman. To pursue her passion for writing, she is willing to defy societal norms. At the age of 17, she begins to publish pulp fiction using a man's pen name. When these fictional worlds can no longer satisfy her sense of adventure, she turns to journalism, convincing an editor at the Daily Examiner to hire her. There she is paired with another talented reporter, Eric Whelan. As she proves herself, her restlessness returns until an opportunity arises to cover a brewing civil war in Chile. She seizes it, as does Eric, and while there, she meets her estranged father and delves into the violent confrontation in the country where her roots lie. As she and Eric discover love, the war escalates and Amelia finds herself in extreme danger, fearing for her life and questioning her identity and her destiny. So this next book was sent to me by Simon and Schuster, I believe. I think I signed up for their influencer program called Simon Books Buddy, because I did get like a little letter about the book and stuff like that. So this one is called The Bright Years by Sarah Damoff, and I'm pretty sure this is also a new release. Probably it was released in May because I recently saw the book at Barnes & Noble, and I was kind of like pointing out to Ricky that, hey, I actually got this book from the publishers and I think it's really cool. This book is about Ryan and Lillian Bright, who are deeply in love, recently married, and now parents to a baby girl, Georgette. But Lillian has a son she hasn't told Ryan about, and Ryan has an alcohol addiction he hasn't told Lillian about. So Georgette comes of age watching their marriage rise and fall. When a shocking blow scatters their fragile trio, Georgette tries to distance herself from reminders of her parents. Years later, Lillian's son comes searching for his birth family, so Georgette must return to her roots, unearth her family's history, and decide whether she can open up to love for them or herself while there's still time. The next one that I have, actually I again won this from a Goodreads giveaway. So like I said, you could definitely win giveaways on Goodreads, so make sure to keep entering those giveaways if you really want to win something. Anyways, this book is called This Is Not a Game by Kelly Mullen. And this is, I think, a mystery thriller, murder vibey book. So let's see, this is about widow Mimi who lives on idyllic Mechanic Island where cars are not allowed and a Gibson Martini with 3 onions at the witching hour is compulsory. Her estranged granddaughter Addie is getting over the heartbreak of not only being dumped by her fiance Brian, but also being cut out of the deal for the brilliantly successful video game Murderscape they invented together, with Addie doing most of the heavy lifting. When Mimi gets an invitation from local socialite Jen Ireland, a 70-something narcissist who's having a salacious affair with her son-in-law, to a charity auction, she invites Addie. But Mimi doesn't tell her that a blackmail threat from Jane looms over the party's invitation. So once they arrive, a big storm rolls in, trapping everyone in the mansion, and then Jane is murdered. Soon, Mimi and Addie's strained relationship is put to the test when they must team up to narrow down the suspects. When another body turns up, the sleuthing pair realizes someone else is playing a deadly game and they might not survive the night. The next book is also kind of like a mystery book. It is the 3rd book from the series though, so I'm not really sure when I'm gonna be able to get to this book, and I did win this from an Instagram giveaway. This is called The Mate's Secret by Nita Prose, and this is again a newly released book. I'm pretty sure this was released sometime in May. Okay, now that I realize this is the 3rd book, I don't think I'm gonna read the synopsis just yet because I always freaking do that. I read the synopsis of the 2nd or 3rd book from a book series and I totally spoiled the whole story from the original book for myself. So I'm not gonna read the synopsis, but know that I did win this giveaway from Instagram, and convince me in the comment to buy the 1st and 2nd book so I can read this book because this is the 3rd book in the series. Last but not least, I am super excited that I actually got this book sent to me. Again, this is part of the Simon's Book Buddy program by Simon and Schuster. And the book that I'm talking about is Aftertaste by Daria Lavelle. I feel like this book has been pretty popular on my Instagram because I am seeing a lot of the promo for this book, and I am wondering if this is something that I would actually read, but the premise of this book actually sounds pretty interesting. Also, before I forget, I want to show you that I did get also a bookmark from Simon & Schuster, as well as kind of like a recipe card for, I think, a spectral sour. And also there's the non-alcoholic version. Anyways, let's read the synopsis of the book real quick. Konstantin Duhovny is a haunted man. His father died when he was 10 and ghosts have been hovering around him ever since. Kostya can't exactly see the ghosts, but he can taste their favorite food. Flavors of meals he's never eaten will flood his mouth, a sign that a spirit is present. He's kept this aftertaste a secret for most of his life, but one night he decides to act on what he's tasting and everything changes. He discovers that he can reunite people with their departed loved ones just for one last meal, convinced that this is his life's purpose, and it is to serve closure to grieving strangers. So he sets out to learn all he can by entering a particularly fiery ring of hell, the New York culinary scene. But as his kitchen skill catch up with his ambitions, he's too blind to see the catastrophe looming in the afterlife. And the one person who knows him must be stopped also happens to be falling in love with him. Anyways, those are all of the books that I won from a giveaway or get sent to me by publishers. Like I said, I'm super thankful and super excited to discover new books, new authors. If you want to know whether or not I will be reading these books in the next few months or in the next year or so, make sure to subscribe.